All right, I have a question. In the age of TikTok, Tumblr, YouTube, and Instagram, how has this not gone viral yet? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to A Well-Read Nerd. And today I'm going to be doing a book review, a first for this channel. But it's the kind of book review where I felt like I had to review it. Like, you ever read something and you're like, I have to talk about this. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like somebody else must know this exists. I, of course, am talking about the ebook Married to Krampus. Look at it. Just look at it for a minute. Let's sink in. Now, I found this while I was working on putting together a video about actual, like, Yuletide monsters that I was thinking about doing. And I just popped in Krampus to Google image search, and I was like, I just want a picture to, like, run an Instagram poll, see if anybody else would be interested in that. And the picture for this book popped up in my image results. And I was like, I have to look it up. Like, I have to. Like, I'm compelled to look it up. Like, you can't see a title like that and a picture like that and not look it up, right? Just me? But yeah, so I looked it up. It's an ebook on Amazon. Of course it is. It was, I want to say, like $3.99 to buy it, or what I did at the time, they offered me a promo code for Kindle Unlimited, which it's included free with, where I got 4 months for $4.99. So I did that, so you're probably going to be seeing a lot more crappy direct to Amazon published stories coming in the near future. They're so much easier to read, so much faster. But yeah, I settled in while I was sick a few weeks back, and I read this in like a day. It is not a thick one, people. Not at all. And the first thing I have to say is false advertising. Okay? This isn't about Krampus. Okay? I was expecting some 50s housewife, like, going on a vacation around the holidays to the Swiss Alps and having some very, very not algorithm or not monetization friendly activity happening with a big, huge, scary monster that eats children. That's what I signed up for. That was the kind of fun I was here for. No. Complete false advertising. It's about aliens. Because of course it is. Every book on there, I swear, is about some white woman that absolutely has to have sex with an alien. Like, it is the go-to genre of self-published right now. It's actually published last year, I think. I remember skimming over it, but yeah, I think it was published last year. So maybe before the height of the, what was that weird one that everybody's talking about? Swell Entertainment did a video, I watched it, about the weird aliens. Maybe published around the same time, but this one hasn't had nearly enough public, what's the word? Exposure. Let's go with exposure. Anyway, so yeah, that's the first thing, is it's about aliens. And it's about this chick named Daisy who is going to a foreign planet to meet a husband, because that's what every 25-year-old woman wants, a husband. But she goes off, and all of the creatures, I think they're called Ferrarians. Let's go with Ferrarians. I'll spell it out down here. All look like Krampus. They're tall, they have hooves, they have horns, they're covered in fur. And there are notes of good in this, okay? Not anything that they intended to be the good parts, but there are nuggets of good in here. There's actually fascinating world building that if anybody who was actually interested in constructing a good sci-fi novel could actually take and run with them. Like, the Biorian society is set up so that there's a disproportionate amount of men to women, like how that society works, how they've used artificial insemination in order to repopulate their planet, all that kind of stuff. That is fascinating to me. The romance between this woman and this big, huge Krampus-looking alien think it's like Gevin. Gevin is the name. It's like Gevan. Let's go with Gevin. Uh, and Gevin is very cookie cutter, copy and paste like every other romance novel I've ever read. It's not reinventing the wheel here, people. It's, oh, they don't like each other. Oh, now they've come to understand each other and they're friends. Oh, now they're like in love suddenly. And it takes place over the course of like a month and a half. And then it's like, that's not how real relationships work. Like, you hate each other for the first couple of years and then eventually you wear each other down till you're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I guess we'll just do this then. I have some messed up takes on relationships, apparently. But yeah, the plot is not good. There's like kids involved and like a jealous ex, and of course for the alien, like not for the human. She's the only human in this book, except for a couple at the beginning, and then they just like, nah. But yeah, it's such a cookie cutter thing, and it almost toes the line of being so bad it's good. It's almost there. It's almost to the sweet spot of so bad it's good. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit more and it could have got there. But it falls short. One, there's only one. I have hair, something stuck to my eye. There is only one, count them, one sex scene in this book. That's it. Okay? You're leaving your target demographic behind, people. Like, I think this book's been written by Mary something, but you're not there for the romance. Okay, whenever there's big giant aliens that look like Krampus involved, you're not there for the romance, people. Okay, you're there for the freaky ones, and you're leaving your freaky demographic behind. Because I had to wade, it's like 250 some pages. I had to wade through a lot of boring for some nuggets of entertainment. And I'm not even talking about the sex, I'm just talking about right in general. But yeah, like if you're going to go in on the attractive alien thing, like go in hard. Pun very well intended. Because the people that are reading them are not reading them for the romance. They're not. If you think they're there for the romance, you haven't done enough, like, opposition research on the people who are already writing this genre. Just saying. But yeah, like, and like I said, there's nuggets of things. Like the world building is actually good. Like not fleshed out enough, but it's actually good in a lot of ways. And the writer just goes like, yeah, that's not important. Look, romance. Like, no, it's not even convincing romance. Like, give me more about this huge intergalactic space war that's supposed to be going on behind them. Like, because that's the thing. They mentioned it offhand. The main, like, Krampus-looking character is like a war hero who, like, single-handedly took down this other, like, group of people, alien blob things that were trying to invade his country and how he was exalted for it and everything. That is much more interesting than, like, are they finally gonna like each other and I don't care about that. I don't care. Nobody cares. Okay? Yeah, everybody knows how this goes. All right? Girl meets monster. There's a big misunderstanding. She learns the monster actually has a heart of gold underneath. And then there's supposed to be raunchy kinky stuff. There wasn't even raunchy kinky stuff. It was rather vanilla. I have a high... Okay, years of reading fan fiction have really desensitized me to adult content. So if you want me to consider it like over the top and like this big huge thing and like that's supposed to be the pinnacle of it since you only include one, you gotta up the ante because like when there are 14-year-olds in their bedrooms that are writing better smut. But yeah, like I had to talk about this book just because, like I said, there were so many little nuggets in there that, like, it could be interesting. Like, if this was a story about the friggin' intergalactic space war and it happened to have the side thing with the human that he falls in love with, great. Like, that would actually be a really entertaining book. Or if it was just the absolute, like, smut that the picture promised me. That picture promised me things. It promised me them, and it did not deliver. Um, that would be okay too, but like it tries to add plot, and then it doesn't care about the plot. Everything is resolved super fast. Everybody loves this chick like she's, you know, made out of sunshine and rainbows, even though she's ostensibly an invading alien species. Yeah. Like, all that aside, you have to let a lot of things slide with these books. You have to let a lot of things slide. Thing I will not let slide. They randomly change back and forth between first person and third person. And what I mean is the main female character, Daisy, all of her chapters are in first person. And you're like halfway through like this 250 odd pages of reading when suddenly it gives you a point of view of Gavin's character. And it's suddenly in third person. Why? It clearly denotes at the top that you're switching POVs. Why do you switch to a third person? Unless you're just uncomfortable writing through a male perspective, but in that case, he's a big Krampus looking alien. Get into the headspace. Steal a child or something. I don't know. I'm not saying to steal a child. I'm not saying that. Just get in the headspace. Like if you can't write male characters, don't write male characters. And this is also indicative of self-published novels I see a lot in. And I'm an amateur writer. I've written fan fiction. I've tried several times to get a novel published. Never worked out, whatever. And I've thought about publishing on Amazon. But like, I've been writing probably for about 16 years now. And the thing that all new writers think that they can do is first person. It's easier to say I, me, we, us. It's easier to get into that because you feel like you're in the headspace of the character. First person is the hardest thing to write. Hands down. It's the hardest thing to write well. Okay? And with this one, it definitely falls back into that thing of like, they wrote in first person because it's the easiest one for the writer to dip their toes into. However, they did not have the writing acumen, the writing chops, to do first person well. And you could tell with every single page. Now, the reason why I want this to go viral is because of the fact that he's not actually Krampus. And I want there to be a big old backlash on Twitter. Or not Twitter. No, let's not get those people involved. TikTok. They're usually nicer people for the most part. Get TikTok involved with the fact that this is false advertising. That it says Krampus, and she calls him Krampus because, of course, it takes place at Christmas time. That's how I know the entire romance only takes like a couple months, because at the beginning she says, oh, it's a couple months till Christmas, and then by Christmas time they're together. So like, yeah, no. But yeah, this is false advertising. I was promised big, huge, like, demonic creature from Germanic folklore that terrorizes children. And I got aliens. I'm mad. I'm mad about that. I know my face looks the same. It's fine. It just always looks like this. But yeah, like, you can't promise me Krampus and give me aliens and then have her refer to him as Krampus. And yeah, it kind of looks like Krampus, but like, I didn't, like, and like, sell it as I married Krampus. Like, you can't do that. Got my hopes up. You crushed my hopes and dreams. And now I have a subscription to Kindle Unlimited because of you. But yeah, like I said, this book, I've already been talking for like 15 minutes about this. Oh god, we have to edit this down because like there's a lot of rambling here. I haven't even gotten through most of it, like the points that I had. Like, there's this weird thing about toes, how he's like upset about about the fact that she has toes because they have hooves, and like he sees her toes for the first time and he goes like, ew, toes. And like, it becomes a thing that they keep talking about. They keep talking about her toes to the point where I almost thought this was going to turn into a foot fetish book. Like, I kept waiting. I kept waiting for that to happen. And then when the sex scene happened, no mention of the feet. You missed a chance there, writer. Not my thing, but there are some people on the internet that are really, really into it. Like, really into it. And they would have been all for it. But yeah, there's that. There's, of course, the whole, like, uh, at the beginning of alien culture, like they don't understand each other, but like he straight up like just thinks that he owns her because they signed a marriage contract. Um, yeah, like that's problematic, and the fact that they just sweep that under the rug. Uh, there's a lot of problematic behavior here on both of the main characters. Uh, and then they like bring in the fact that he has kids, and like she was super excited about the fact that he has kids, and the frankly like ridiculous like rearing system that they have where single dads have kids with people they're not married to because there's too many men, not enough women, and then they basically just ship them off to military school as soon as they're born. uh, that's weird. Like, can we talk about that? No. Okay, we're gonna instead talk about how she wants to make him cupcakes. Yeah, okay. And then like one of the alien blob things I talked about, like gets out of a zoo because they have one in a zoo. Why? Plot convenience. A plot convenience is a plot convenience is a plot convenience. Uh, but yeah, and then he like saves her, and like that's how they fall in love. But it's like I'd be more interested in like what is the militaristic fallout of this? Of like you were keeping a somewhat sentient creature in a zoo that then escaped and tried to murder a bunch of people. Like at the very least, somebody's gonna get fired, right? Like you get fired for that. I work for a company. As long as I show up and breathe, like I mean, usually you don't get fired. But like I'm pretty sure like that's a big thing that you would get fired for, right? Like, uh, so yeah, like there's all these things that like seem like it would be good in a different book, and then it's all just sort of mashed together like a kid playing with Play-Doh into this hot mess. And like I said, like I didn't even get the payoff of a good sex scene in this thing. I'm probably gonna have to edit out how many times I've said sex. Like I'm probably am not kid friendly. This video is not kid friendly. There's a reason why I say not children's content. Uh, but yeah, like I just like I have so many feelings and they're all wrapped up, and my still slightly COVID wrangled mind just won't let me process all of them. But yeah, I am going to say that this is the kind of book where you're going to go in and you think you're going to have a good time, and you do, but not for the reasons you think you're going to have a good time. It's mostly like laughing at how ridiculous these people talk to each other. Uh, which I know most of the like 99% of the cast characters is alien, so it's okay. But when the human starts talking weird like the aliens, and not because she's been there long enough to assimilate, it's a problem. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Married to Krampus. Have you read it? Do you want to read it? Let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button to see more content, probably like this, because like this was a lot of fun making this. Help me get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year if you want to. Check out my other content. It's mostly unboxings. If this is your first introduction to my channel, sorry, there's not a great plethora of stuff like this in my channel. But I'm gonna get more. Like I'm branching out. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. It's always greatly appreciated, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.